Drone photography tips you need. Welcome back to the channel, folks. Today we're diving into the world of drone photography. We're talking about getting those epic sweeping shots that make people say, "Whoa, how do you do that?" If you want to capture stunning aerial shots, stick around because I've got some killer tips for you. We're going to cover everything from planning your shots to mastering post-processing like a pro. So grab your drone, charge those batteries, and let's get started. Before takeoff, planning your epic drone shots. All right, before you even think about launching that drone, we got to talk planning. First things first, scout your location. Get boots on the ground, feel the vibe, and visualize your shots. Look for leading lines, interesting textures, and those epic backdrops that will make your photos pop. Next up, think about the story you want to tell with your photos. Are you going for dramatic and moody or bright and airy? The mood you're after will dictate your composition, camera angle, and even the time of day you choose to shoot. Remember, drone photography is all about perspective. Make sure your drone batteries are fully charged and double-check your memory cards. And lastly, always check the weather conditions. Be prepared and stay safe out there. Golden hour glory, chasing the light for epic drone shots. Let's talk lighting. The golden hours right after sunrise and before sunset are a drone photographer's best friend. The light during these times is just pure gold, soft, warm and dreamy. It'll add a touch of magic to your photos that you just can't replicate any other time of day. During the golden hours, the sun is low in the sky, which means you're going to get those long, dramatic shadows that add depth and dimension to your shots. Experiment with different angles and compositions to make those shadows work in your favor, and don't be afraid to play with silhouettes. They can add a sense of mystery and intrigue to your photos. Harsh midday sun can be a challenge, but try using a polarizing filter to reduce glare and enhance colors. All right, it's time to get up close and personal with your drone. Let's talk camera settings. Just like with your regular camera, you've got ISO, aperture, and shutter speed to play with. The key here is to find the right balance for the lighting conditions. If you're shooting in bright sunlight, use a lower ISO and a faster shutter speed. In low light, bump up that ISO and slow down the shutter speed. And don't forget about aperture. It controls how much light enters the lens and affects the depth of field. Next up, let's talk flight modes. Most drones come with a variety of flight modes, each designed for different shooting scenarios. Experiment with the different modes and see which ones work best for your style of shooting. All right, let's talk composition. Even the most epic drone shot can fall flat if the composition is off. The rule of thirds is a classic photography principle that can help you create balanced and engaging images. Imagine dividing your frame into 9 equal sections with 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines. Place your subject or points of interest along those lines or at the intersections. This creates a more dynamic and visually appealing image than if you just placed your subject dead center. But don't be afraid to break the rules. Sometimes the best compositions are the ones that are a little unexpected. Leading lines are another powerful compositional tool. And don't forget about symmetry. Symmetrical compositions can be incredibly pleasing to the eye, especially when shooting with a drone. Now that you've captured those epic drone shots, it's time to take them from good to great with some post-processing magic. Just a few simple adjustments can make a world of difference. First things first, let's talk about exposure. Sometimes your drone might not nail the exposure perfectly in camera, especially if you're shooting in challenging lighting conditions, but that's okay. You can easily adjust the exposure in post-processing to brighten up shadows or bring down highlights. Next up, let's talk about contrast. Increasing the contrast can help to make your photos pop by making the darks darker and the lights lighter. And finally, let's talk about color. Adjusting the color balance and saturation can help to enhance the mood and feel of your photos. Don't be afraid to play around with the saturation slider to make those colors really pop. That's it for today's video. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. We've covered a lot of ground today, from planning your shots to mastering post-processing. Remember, the best way to learn is to get out there and experiment. Don't be afraid to try new things and break the rules. Happy flying and keep capturing those stunning aerial shots. Until next time, peace out.